YouTube. Yo, if you had your volume at full max, that's your fault. But what's going on? YouTube. It's so crazy, right? I uploaded consistently for once. Real scary, guys. I'm on that grind. But let's stop with the introduction. Let me get straight to this video. Why you, as a man, might actually need to get your heart broken. Now, this is a controversial take, right? Like some would say that you should avoid that at all costs. Some would say that cheating is extremely bad and you shouldn't strive to get cheated on, which I agree with that. But the main point in this video is obviously not to I'm not going to tell you to go out there get cheated on or go out there and get your heart broken. However, I am here to convince you why, if you ever get your heart broken or ever get cheated on, it was a good thing. It's gonna be a very interesting topic. I never got to make sure my camera just rendered. So let's get into it. And usually, I start these videos off with my own anecdote about what happened to me or friends. So I'm gonna start this off. I'm not gonna keep mentioning my breakup. So I'm going to actually go into other scenarios where I was with other girls and they just screwed me over. There have been multiple talking stages in my life where I just been screwed over by a girl. We're talking, right, and then I either get ghosted, I get chosen for over another guy, or they all of a sudden just text, "Yeah, I actually didn't want anything. I just want to be friends." Trust me, if you talk to a lot of females, or if you are familiar with female nature, this tends to happen a lot often. It happens often where a guy just gets screwed over by a female. And that's the nice way of saying it. But and most guys, they bounce back usually. They're just like, "Okay, whatever." Or that occasional time a guy is simply just, a little sad, but he'll move on. But here's where it can get, it can get close to heartbreaking when it happens consistently. For me, it has happened consistently. And honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's because honestly, guys, it could be my fault. I could just be coming off too strong, coming off not strong enough. But there have been multiple instances where I have tried to talk to a female, or I have been interested in a female and I just get rejected basically, or put in the friend zone. So, how did that affect me? Well, I was sad, of course. I think any guy would be sad if a female they're interested in rejected them all of a sudden, but I got used to it. And that sounds sad to say, but as a guy, as a man, I believe you need to be used to heartbreak or a female screwing you over. And this is not the bag on the females. Obviously, I'm not corny. I'm not going to say all girls are the same because they're not. But I tend to see that a lot of females don't properly point out what they want at the beginning, or they just lose interest, which again could be the guy's fault. No, I'm not throwing shade at any gender, but when you get screwed over by a female so many times, you start getting used to it. You stop being so sensitive to it. You stop. This is gonna sound bad, but you stop caring. And what I mean by caring is like you can just get over that, and then you can just move on quickly. Like, okay, it happens. It happens. This is okay. It also sounds bad. I don't want to say it's regular, but whatever happens happens. You can't just go back to her and try to change her mind when the mind's already made. When her mind's already made up, her mind's already made up. So for me, uh if a female just rejects me, or if a female tends to break my heart, it doesn't necessarily affect me that much. But see how I said such much there? Sometimes it does. So when it does, what do I do? Let's say I'm just in the dumps, I'm in the slumps, heartbroken. What do I do? Well, I put that energy, or I put my feelings of what I'm feeling in that current situation, I put that into something productive. So let's say a female screws me over, right? We had a connection, we were vibing, and all of a sudden she's just like, she chooses some other guy over me. Since I can move on, I'm sorry, that was also nasty, but since I can move on and I don't necessarily care that much because I'm just used to it, I put that rage because I be getting mad sometimes. I'm like, yo, like, but I put that rage, I put that energy, I put that focus into something productive, like going to the gym, going to get more money, going to get more bread, working more, putting my knowledge into something useful, like I read a book. And yes, I do read. If you see me, I be reading. Not all the time, but I read. I put my energy, that negative energy, into something useful so I can better myself. And when I personally take a rejection like that, it's unhealthy, but I say that, okay, I obviously wasn't enough, and I can just improve on myself. It's a very negative way to think, but that's just how that's how I take it. I'm just like, okay, obviously I wasn't worth it. Like, if she chooses another guy over me, obviously I wasn't worth it. That guy is better than me. How can I improve myself to be better than the next guy for the next female? So I get chosen. Because let me give the men out there advice. Don't chase after you get rejected. Like, just don't, man. It's not worth it. Or don't be stuck up. Don't be stuck on a female after she rejects you. Don't, please. It's not good. It's not good for your health mentally, and you're just gonna get the same result, the same outcome. So that's with just, and imagine I'm only talking about girls in the talking stage. What happens when you get cheated on? That let me tell you, and this is gonna be a crazy take. I believe every guy, like I'm gonna state it again. Every guy should have their heart broken by a female one way or another. And I like what Andrew Tate said. Even though I don't really agree with all of his takes, I like what he said. As a man, you have and also I agree with this, but as a man, you have no value when you are born. And the good thing about a man is you get to build up your character. You get to build up who you are. So, and character for a man is extremely important. It holds what your val. Oh my god. Character is important. Your character sums up your value, in my opinion. Who you are as a person can sum up your value in someone else's life, your life, or in your community, the world. Your character is your value, in my opinion. And you can ask me what that means down in my Instagram. I'll plug it because I don't want to get too deep into it. I want to keep this video short and concise. I'm trying to keep the video short and concise. But it builds character. Men, the thing with men is when something like that happens, you have two options. You can either sulk around, be sad all day. Like, let's be honest, guys. There have been hundreds, thousands of stories of men killing themselves because of a breakup or because of cheating. That's one alternative. You can be depressed, sulked, sad, and you can have it affect you for the rest of your life, and that be your whole character, you bringing out that energy. Or you could turn that energy into something positive, like work, building assets, going to the gym, building a body, building connections, building your character, building your life. That's what cheating did. That's what it did for me. I had two and I remember I chose the first option when I got cheated on. I didn't feel fulfilled in my life. I felt pathetic, guys. Sad, sulking in bed all day, going to school, not taking showers, sorry, my dog. Not taking showers, not brushing my teeth, being absolutely in the slums, not taking care of my skin, not taking care of my body. I'm eating fast food every day. I took the depressed route, playing games all day, sitting on my butt, not doing anything. I took the depressed route, and I seen how that route made me. It made me feel even more sad. But you know the route that's gonna make you feel fulfilled? The second one. And it's not easy it's not easy getting cheated on and then going to the second round. It's not easy at all. It's a mental game. Again, your friend could be your friend. Your mind could be your friend, but it can also be your enemy. Let me repeat that. Your mind could be your friend, but it can also be your enemy. I don't care what anyone tells you. Your mind is not your friend all the time. Because your mind, what it tells you to do and what you actually do are two different things. Are two different things, man. So it can either be your friend or your enemy. And the enemy part of your brain is just, I don't want to do anything. It's too sad. I'm sad. I need things to cheer me up. But they don't really cheer you up. Playing the game all day doesn't necessarily cheer you up. Eating junk food all day, you get instant gratification. But that second route, the route where you improve yourself for the future, that's delayed gratification, and we talked about this. That's the route that your brain is like, oh, it's gonna take too long, or oh, it's too much work. That's what it's all about. The grind, the focus of improving yourself. So you can end up with a girl that likes you for who you are now. For your future you, not like right now when you're sad. But it's all to build your character. So this doesn't happen again. And let me put a disclaimer. Even if you improve yourself, even if you do all this, obviously you can still get cheated on. You can still get broken up with. But it goes back to my point in the little middle-ish of the video. You take it differently now. And I'm not saying, well, let me rephrase that. Most men will take it differently than what they did the first time. Some men will still be stuck on it like the first time. Again, it's all mentally up here, but when you improve your mental health, it doesn't mess with you anymore. You start to focus on yourself after that. I promise you. I've seen multiple dudes get cheated on or thought they got cheated on. They were in the slums and now they're better than ever because they chose the second route. And of course, I know dudes who didn't take the second route and they're hard stuck in one place, and it's hard for them to get out of that place because they don't have a good mental because of today's society. It's hard in today's society to, I'd say, detach from social media or detach from propaganda because, well, the main thing is TikTok, but social media in general is just awful. So it's harder to get out of that state of mind. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, is that sometimes in life you need a push. And I believe that push, when guys actually start to develop character, is when a female screws them over. Whether it's cheating or when multiple females just reject you, I believe that builds character. Absolutely. And your character is going to define your value. And your value is going to define whether or not females would want to date you or not. Yes, I said it. It's like a marketplace. The dating that's why it's called a dating market. You're putting yourself up for sale, and you're trying to see what and females are scouting you out. Who should I pick? Who should I date? You know what I'm saying? And it's not just strictly off of, past experience, heartbreak. It's experience a lot of other stuff. But for this video, your character is your value. Your value is how you will succeed or fail in this world. That's my personal antidote on it. This is why most guys, if not every guy, needs to be screwed over by a female. And that's it. Now, for the female section, because I know I got female viewers out there, if you get screwed over by a guy, obviously, most girls have a stage where they talk to multiple guys and they tend to just put themselves out there. I'm not going to get into explicit details, but I think you would know what I mean. Some girls do that, and I wouldn't advise that route because I believe that body count, and this is going to be even more controversial, body count also kind of defines who, not who you are, but it really defines what you do to cope. I believe. It's like, let's say, I can't even think of an example, but I believe it defines how you tend to cope with things. And I know a lot of females that have been through this stage. I know a lot of females who secluded themselves. I can't necessarily talk for the female side on this one because it's completely different from how a male would take it. But my advice as a man to a female, because I will say that body count does matter to men, no matter what they say. Your past does matter. Try not to go down that route. Try to go down the route of improving yourself. That's my advice for the female side, for my female viewers. Try to go down the route of improving yourself and try not to go down the route where you just put yourself out there. Because I know a lot of females that regret it, that tell me they regret certain bodies or they regret certain instances where they talked to a guy and it didn't feel good when they just used them for her for their body. It's not a good feeling to be used like that. I know it's not. So I would advise self-improvement. That's what this whole thing is about. Self-improvement. Guys, that's why I'm here. All right. But anyways, like I said, that's it. I think I covered most points. And if you have any questions, you can DM me on my Instagram, jcrew216. Anyways, I'm out. Peace, y'all. Ah!